Hey guys, so I'm here to bring you another easy but cool do-it-yourself. Today I'm going to be installing LED lights as fog lights. It's not going to give you the same effect as fog lights, but they're pretty bright and they look really cool, and these things are extremely cheap. I'm going to post a link of where I got it so you can see where I got it from and how cheap they really are. How I'm going to do this is I'm going to wire both of these together with two wires, a positive and negative, and then wire the positive to the fuse box and the negative to a ground. I'll explain the wiring later on. All you need for this is the two LEDs, obviously, some extra wire. I'm just using wire I had laying around the house. Don't worry about that. Some mounting tape, double stick, and a soldering iron. And that's it for right now. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to wire these up right now. Okay, so we are outside here and we're getting ready to wire it up. So what I went ahead and did actually is I cut two wires. One's going to be the positive and one's going to be the negative. Now I know it looks really long and it's kind of hard to see, but I cut it in half and I soldered it at the middle. And the reason why I did that is because that end there is going to go to the fuse box. Where it's soldered is going to go to the left side closest to the fuse box, and then the other one running across is going to come to this side. It makes it easier, so you only have to run 3 wires rather than 4. Be it as you will. Same thing with the negative. So that side right there is going to go up into the fuse box. The solder point is going to connect to the positive end of this, and then it's going to run along and go to that side, and then the same thing with the negative. Now for the fuse box, I went ahead and I opened it. It's really cool. Honda actually gives you little fuse pullers. You don't really see that with any other cars, and a couple of spare fuses. But I went ahead and I'm using the fuel box inside the hood. Go ahead and identify something that comes on when you want your lights to come on. I want them to come on when I turn on the car, so like an accessory. So I found a fuse right here. Fuse number 15. That's for, well, not fuse number 15. It's actually fuse number 17. It's a 15 fuse, and that's actually supposed to be for an audio amp. So I know that that's going to come on when the car comes on. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wire it up. As well, I went ahead and I stuck 3M double-sided automotive tape on it. It's supposed to be a really strong hold. I'll update you guys on how well it held out, so that way you'll know. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and wire. Alright, so I've got the wiring done. Kind of looks like a mess. Pretty much what I got going on is I got the positive going to the. This is one thing I forgot to tell you before, is you want to get a fuse that only turns on with accessory and is not on all the time. This little 7.5 fuse over here works really well. That was actually the only one I could find in the fuse box that would go on with the accessories. So anyways, I went ahead and did the wiring. I'm grounding it to the battery, and then I got 2 wires coming over there, getting attached to that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to push all the wires up, unpeel the tape, mount it up, hide the wires, and we should be all good to go. Alright, all done and mounted. That's what these bad boys look like. So, they're actually pretty bright. Brighter than my daytime running lights. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, go ahead and send them to me a message. Sorry about the kind of choppy tutorial, but I did the best I could. I have a picture of them with my HIDs on. That's pretty good. It's kind of bad because I feel like I really didn't explain the wiring as much as I probably should have. And I don't want you guys to be confused because it's supposed to be a do-it-yourself, not a figure-out-yourself. So I'm going to quickly explain the wiring. I'm not very good at drawing, so kind of bear with me. So this is how we wired it up. So we have the LEDs, one there, and then this right here is meant to be like the bumper. So you get the one on one side and the one on the other. I mounted those with mounting tape. I just brought it from a hardware store. It seems to have been sticking great. This is about 5 days later. It seems to be sticking really good. Haven't had a problem with it at all. So on the LEDs, you have positive and negative wires coming out of it on both LEDs. Now what I did for my Civic is I mounted them, and there's a little hole, because I don't have fog lights on my car, there's a little plastic thing where you punch out if you want to put fog lights in, but I left that in there, and there's actually a little hole in the corner where I can run the lights through. So what I did is I took one really long wire, and I connected it to the fuse box. Now for my fuse, there was one 7A that actually turns off with the ignition and turns on. So that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be on. I didn't want to have to wire a switch into it. So I wired it right into the fuse box, and then it ran down, and then I kind of stripped a little of the wire off and took the positive wire from the LED, attached it to that, and then ran that same wire all the way across the bumper, kind of the bottom of the bumper, to get to the other LED, and then I hooked it up to the positive on that LED. Now for the negative, kind of the same thing. I took a really long wire, attached it to the negative end of the battery in the car, brought it down to the first LED, stripped a little off, hooked it up to the negative, and then put it across the bumper all the way to the next LED and attached it to the negative end. Now when I turn on my car, lights come on with it. It looks really good.